What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is Eagle Eye, the transfer rumor show where I talk to you about rumors and news surrounding the Arsenal. I hope you guys are all well. This won't be a particularly long show. Quite frankly, I'm getting ready to go out and about. So do forgive me for the shortness of this show. Not to mention, I've also got flipping Amazon on my back. Hold on 1 second. 2 seconds, guys. Hold on. Okay, cool. All right, brilliant. Right, sorry about that. Let's talk about Mr. Houssem Aouar. Houssem Aouar, this story developed last night, although I told you guys about it at the start of the week. I guess, I guess we just catch up to the story. Houssem Aouar seems to be our primary target for this transfer window. As everybody knows, Lyon's asking price is £54 million. And L'Equipe reported yesterday that Arsenal have officially made a bid of £32 million. No, I did not stutter. Lyon won 54 million. Arsenal offered 32. Obviously, and quite rightly, Lyon's boss laughed and rejected the bid. And now we wait to see what happens with our club and whether or not they will go back in, presumably for £35 million this time. I just don't get it. Now, it's important to note, to be fair, this bid did not happen yesterday. We found out officially yesterday. It didn't happen yesterday. I got wind of it happening earlier in the week, which is why I reported on it at the time. So yeah, I'm fairly certain it happened at the start of this week. We just found out yesterday. And obviously, once it hit L'Equipe are quite a reputable French outlet, so they wouldn't necessarily report on anything that they don't feel is true. So once they came out with it, I mean, even Fabrizio was kind of like a bit on his toes with that one. And yeah, it became #1 trend on Twitter in the UK, at least. What do I honestly think about this? I'd be surprised if we get any of them. I'm gonna be just honest with you guys now. People talk about, oh, do you think we can get both? I'm not sure we can get one. If Arsenal are doing this, and I saw lots of people yesterday talking to me about, oh, Lyon have lowered their price. And my first reaction was, have they? Why would they? Why would they lower their price? What, to suit us? Why would they lower their price? And obviously, like I said to you guys, I think I said to you guys last week that Houssem Aouar has agreed personal terms for 2 weeks. Again, this was something that was reported widely on Thursday. I told you this 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I told you this last week, that he'd actually agreed personal terms for 2 weeks. He's agreed personal terms. He's ready to come to the club, which was funny enough. The thing that I had doubts upon this whole time was, does he actually want to come though? And supposedly he's really kind of impressed with Arteta and the project and the pursuit of him. Apparently, that he's very impressed at how much Arsenal seem to want him. And I guess, at the end of the day, every football player wants to feel wanted. So it's not outrageous that he would be impressed by Arsenal's pursuit of him. So yeah, he feels as though, he's excited by the potential of the team and the potential, apparently, of playing alongside Partey. I think he's going to get disappointed along with that. I must admit, the only thing I didn't know was how much Arsenal bid. We were hearing rumours last week that Arsenal bid at least 40 million euros, which is still not what they want. You heard Fabrizio say it himself. He's adamant they want 60. Arsenal come with 40, right? But supposedly the bid was supposed to be over 40 million euros. That turned out to be nonsense because it was 35 million euros, which means this tells me that you're not bidding to be serious. you're not bidding to be serious. If they want 60 million euros and you're bidding a little over half of that, you're not bidding to be serious. What you're bidding for is to show that you tried to get him. That to me is what this is. You know, that you tried to get him, added to the fact that Lyon have this reputation of being very difficult to negotiate with. You have your story. You can't be serious. 35 million euros and they want 60. Even if we go with this narrative that Lyon have lowered their price, the only price I saw was one story that said that Lyon have lowered their price. Do you know what that price was? 45 million euros, which is still 10 underneath what we bid yesterday. Supposedly yesterday. I'm going to say this week. These lot ain't serious. They're not serious. This to me is just to show that they tried. Then come the transfer window. This is precisely what will happen, right? They've tried. They may go back in for one more, maybe make it 40 million euros. Lyon will once again reject it. Then Arsenal will rally, and then they'll get Coutinho on loan. 100%. That's what happens. I make that prediction now. It's exactly what will happen. 100%. They'll go for Coutinho or someone else that would distract from the fact that actually we failed to get our primary targets for whatever reason. Through the fact of our inability to sell and raise funds, through the fact that our owner for some reason won't. I mean, I get that he's already cleared debts and we owe him a certain amount of money, but bruh, drop us a wanna. Drop us a wanna to finish bringing in people who actually would probably make a significant difference to this team. Drop us a wanna real quick. That could be the difference between Champions League football and then not. And then take your money back from the club. I would support it. In fact, I would defend it. I would defend it. What do you think Roman does every year? My man lends the club money. Don't get it twisted. He lends the club money. And no one's expecting Roman Abramovich type of expenditure. But bruh, help us out here. Get control of this team of yours that are bidding 35 million for a 60 million euro player. It's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. That's why I can understand that Atletico Madrid must think you lot are clowns. Come out of my face. And we done told you we want the release clause. So why do you keep pressuring us with this 30 million pound bid bullshit? In fact, just to show you that we don't respect you, we're going to take one of your defensive midfielders and we want him on loan. And we're going to unsettle him so much that we're going to make sure that we agree personal terms with him, just so he makes sure that he doesn't want to stay with you, man. And then when you lot reject that move, it makes you lot look like the bad guys. We're just going to bitch you like that because we feel like doing now. We feel like it. Oh, Arsenal. So frustrating. It's so frustrating as a club, as a fan. This is like a great time of year for a lot of teams. It's not for an Arsenal. It's not, because you know that inevitably again another transfer window is going to finish where they didn't quite do what they were supposed to do. Just one time, I want to enter a transfer window where they go ahead and they do everything required to meet their objectives. Because they never do it. Instead, they distract you. Mesut Ozil, distraction. Alexis Sanchez, a distraction. Let's just be real here. Nicolas Pepe, a distraction. These are three players that we signed, two of which I really like, but these are three players that we signed where, when you really think about it, did we actually need them? Yeah, all right, in the grand scheme of things, in the end, we needed Alexis Sanchez. But at the time that we bought them, did we need them? With distraction signings as our specialist, trust me on this, Because all I'm seeing are rumours, and I could have predicted it before it came. All I'm seeing are rumours that Arsenal are reviving interest in Coutinho. They're warming you up. They're warming you up for what is to come. Because they know they're gonna flop with this Aouar thing. They're gonna flop it. They're gonna flop it. So they'll also know they'll be under hella scrutiny when they do flop. So that's why the Coutinho thing is being prepared in the background. And don't get me wrong, I think Coutinho is a decent player. Listen, he's better than Mesut Ozil. He's creative. He's got Premier League experience. He's 28 years old. Wouldn't be the worst signing on loan. I don't care. I've always said that. I've always said that. Wouldn't be the worst signing on loan. But for me, I feel like you've already made that type of signing in Willian. You know, that kind of experience, can still do it when he wants to, type of player. This would have been a real statement of intent to say, all right, fuck this. Let's rebuild a huge problem area of ours in that central midfield. Huge. By bringing in the likes of one of the best talents in world football, in Houssem Aouar. And then, oh, by the way, you could have partnered next to him one of the best defensive midfielders, one of the best defensive midfielders currently in Europe today, in Thomas Partey. And wouldn't you know it? They're slightly different players, and actually, that would actually kind of work in a midfield. Instead of doing that, we're doing this bullshit. I'm numb to it now. I'm at the point now where I'm just like, oh, whatever. You man ain't serious. I'll be pleasantly surprised if we get him. But short of us actually manning up and saying, all right, fuck this. Let's do it. Whether it requires the owner to lend the club more money, because I think that realistically that's the only thing that can happen. Because I don't see anyone buying Alexandre Lacazette. I know that's the rumor. I don't see anyone doing it. I don't see Guendouzi, someone suddenly spending 40 million on Guendouzi. I don't see that either. So what it's going to require is Arsenal saying, all right, cool. This is an unusual year. And because it's an unusual year and it's an unusual summer, we got to do something unusual. I'm all for self-sustaining. But sometimes, just like with all businesses this year, you've got to do something a little unusual in order to keep the ship going. So I'm not one of these people. I'm not like for the want of a better word, like an AFTV guy who will just be like, the owner needs to just empty his wallet every single year. I'm not that guy. I get it. I get running a self-sustaining model. I get it. But at the same time, you also have to think to yourself, all right, okay, let's just pause for a second. This is a weird year. And I get it, Stan, you've already bought out all the debt. But supposedly you did that to allow us to be more effective in the transfer window. And yes, also to keep the business self-sustaining. Maybe this is the one time you say to yourself, all right, I just spent 5.5 billion on a freaking stadium for my other team. Maybe I can dash, which, let's face it, for a billionaire, 100 mil that you're going to get back anyway, is it really that big of a deal? Between you and your wife, you're minted. Minted ain't even the word. So frustrating. It's so frustrating. Because I know in a week and a bit, I'm going to see this transfer window shut and just think to myself, fuck, what would have been? That we just bought two young defenders who we can groom into the team and make them something. I think we've made a misstep with the goalkeeper, but all right, you still got a number goalkeeper that you hope and pray will be competent. We had our captain sign on. We had one of the best young players in our team, two of the best young players in our team sign long-term contracts. Shit is sudden. Even the most hardened Arteta out person would be hard. It would be hard. It, even they would have to admit that this team could be something if it tweaks some shit. And then this Aouar thing happened. And then you got the Lyon boss like an idiot laughing at us. Pisses me off. It pisses me off. It pisses me off no end. But it is what it is. Arsenal have had their bid rejected. So now what, Arsenal? Because now you need plan B. Now, plan B is Coutinho. It's not the worst plan B in the world, but you need to get that shit rolling. It needs to happen now. You need to make contact with Barcelona. And if they tell you a price, guess what? Like everybody else in this world, pay the fucking price. Oh my gosh. Oh. Anyway, there isn't much else other news other than supposedly Arsenal are trying to sell Lucas Torreira to Atletico Madrid on a permanent. Then they're really pushing for this, not to get Partey, but I guess to add to the Aouar pot, because it does seem like it's going to be either or now. Is there anything else that I have missed? I'm just going to quickly check. The Jorginho thing, to me, this is just noise. I don't see anything happening with this. It's like also the other. Who is it that Ray Parler? This is why I hate English pundits. Ray Parler reckons that we should sign Dele Alli, 50 million. No, no. Wouldn't even take Dele Alli for free. How much more for 50 million? No, why is it like just be sensible? I get it. He's English. You guys want to boost your English guys. I get it. But fuck, Dele Alli. Oh. Anyway, guys, the other thing I wanted to say was two real quick pieces of news. Supposedly, Mustafi's agreed terms with an Italian side, Serie A side. It's an unnamed Serie A side. So it does look like Mustafi may actually be out finally before next week, or before Monday week, I should say. So that's good. Socrates is still bitching about his loan being delayed. Obviously, Napoli more or less agreed this move, but they're waiting to see if they can offload Koulibaly. Man City was their target for that, but I think Man City have moved on to another. I think they've moved on to Ruben, haven't they? So I don't know what that means for Socrates, but it may look like that deal may fall through, which would obviously be a disaster for us and him. For us, because he's not involved in our team and he's just taking a spot for no reason. And for him, because I'm sure he wants to play football. So we'll see what happens, but the Socrates deal is kind of in the balance at the moment. I think that is pretty much it for now. I know that we were supposedly interested in a Dijon striker, but I can't be asked to go into that. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. No, yeah, I'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'll do a couple of videos tomorrow. All right, guys, I am out of here. I hope you guys are well. Enjoy your Saturday. Take care, and I will speak to you all soon. And yeah, apologies for the bitching, but I'm just so disappointed in Arsenal, man. The way they do transfer businesses.